sit here and play Slingo.
Do you know anyone in the Marines, or have you ever wanted to join the military yourself? Well, I know several people whom I'm very close to that are in the Marines and went to boot camp last summer through the fall. And I myself have thought about joining, but due to a medical condition I have, I couldn't. Before you become a Marine, you go through boot camp. If you're west of the Mississippi River, you go to MCRD San Diego in California. But if you're east of the Mississippi or a girl, you go to MCRD Paris Island in South Carolina. MCRD stands for Marine Corps Recruiting Depot. My friend was in boot camp last August through November at MCRD San Diego. And through the letters he sent me and from the talks with the recruiter about boot camp, I'm going to tell you about it. In the Marine Corps, before you actually become a Marine, you go through boot camp. There are 3 parts to it: Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. I will be telling you about Receiving Week, the Crucible, and Marine Week. When you first get to boot camp, you start Receiving Week. Marines.com says this week is where you get all your gear, undergo multiple medical evaluations, perform the initial strength test, and where you meet your drill instructors for the first time. At first, when you get to MCRD, you get off of a bus and are placed on the famous yellow footprints. This is the beginning of your journey to becoming a Marine. From there, you receive your first haircut where they shave your head and you get all your initial gear. According to military.com, this includes uniforms, toiletries, and letter writing supplies. On the 5th day, you take your initial strength test, also known as the IST. The IST includes a 1.5 mile run, sit-ups, and pull-ups. This is to test the recruits to see if they are ready to begin training. On the last day of Receiving Week, you have what's called Black Friday. This is where you meet your drill instructor for the first time, and they are the people that are going to be in charge of you the remaining 12 weeks of training. Towards the end of boot camp, you have what's called the Crucible. This is what determines if you earn the title of Marine or not. The Crucible focuses on teamwork and problem-solving skills. According to Marines.military, the Crucible is a 54-hour field event that tests the recruits on knowledge, skills, and values they have learned throughout boot camp. In the Crucible, you hike a total of 48 miles, you have at least 45 pounds of gear on your back, and there are 36 stations with obstacles and 29 problem-solving exercises. And over the 54 hours, you only get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Those who complete the Crucible receive the Eagle Globe and Anchor Badge, symbolizing their transformation into a Marine. Finally, it's time for boot camp to come to an end. You're finally at the last week of boot camp, which is called Marine Week. At this point, you are no longer referred to as recruit. Instead, you are referred to as either Marine or your rank and last name. According to MarineParents.com, during Marine Week, you are allowed to move around base in small groups. This is also where the new Marines learn to operate in a more decentralized environment. It's the final chance to show the drill instructors what you learned. At the end of Marine Week, you have Family Day and graduation. Family Day is where you finally get to see your family after 13 weeks of not being with them, and you have 5 hours of liberty, which is free time, to go hang out with them around base. The last thing you do is have graduation. Boot camp is a long and hard 13 weeks. You do everything from receiving to the Crucible to Marine Week. But in the end, it's all worth it, and you're now one of the nation's heroes. Now, I hope you realize how much some of our nation's heroes have been through to fight for you, and you respect them for everything they are doing.